What's up, everybody? We're back again with another video, and in this video we're going to be explaining the difference between a magazine and a clip. Now, some people might think they're interchangeable, and some people will see something like this and say it's a clip, or some people will say this is a clip. Some people will say this is a clip. Some people will say this is a clip. But what a clip actually is? We're going to explain that. We're going to get into detail, okay? It's really simple, but some people don't realize it, and it's it's um it's important you get the terminology correct, especially when you're speaking about firearms in general, because when you're talking about two different things, it can be confusing. So if you ever hear somebody say a clip is just another word for magazine, it's not, okay? That's like saying a chair is another word for a couch. It's not. They're two different things. So that's why I'm going to be explaining. So let's get started. Like I said, people think these are clips, but in fact, these are magazines, okay? This is a magazine for an AKM or an AK-47. It's loaded just to show you, okay? This is also a magazine, which this is an AR-15 magazine. It's empty. This is also a magazine right here for a Glock 19. This is also a magazine, but this one's empty. Now this is what you call a clip, okay? It's a clip specifically for an SKS, which is a firearm that shoots 7.62 by 39. So while these shoot the same rounds, it's the same round, but this isn't for one of these. This is for an SKS, which has a fixed magazine, essentially. So this, when you hear clip, this is really what it is right here. But a lot of cases, somebody will call these clips, and it's not the worst thing, but you want to get it correct. You know what I mean? So I'll give you some definitions of what a clip and a magazine are. Okay, what makes them different? You know, because for somebody who doesn't know about firearms, you might not understand the difference when you look at them. Okay, but I'll explain it. A magazine is a device that feeds rounds of ammunition into the chamber of a firearm. Okay, it is spring loaded. It's spring loaded, so you see there's a spring in there. You can't hear that and see it. That's what causes the follower. So it has a spring and a follower, and it feeds rounds of ammunition into the chamber of a firearm. Okay, so you're wondering, well, doesn't a clip do that? No, it doesn't. Okay, what this does is it feeds the magazine. Okay, so it helps load it essentially. So essentially, I'm going to give you an example. The way it works is you'll put it on top of, let's say it doesn't work for this mag. I don't believe it does, but for an SKS. But let's say you took it and put it right here. Essentially what happens is you put it on, and it'll lock into place, and then you press it down, and it goes in very quickly. This is a 10 round triple clip. Essentially, the roles of a clip, there's two roles, okay? One, ease of storage, right? Two, ease of loading. Now, you might think, oh, well, are these hard to load? No, they're not. So this is where I'm going to get to my next point. These clips are generally for older firearms. You're not going to see too many firearms nowadays that use actual clips, okay? There are other clips, though. This is what you call an SKS stripper clip. There's also like end block clips. There's other types of clips, and I'll probably put some photos in just so you guys can see what I'm talking about. But there are different types of clips, but the difference between a clip and a magazine is a magazine is spring loaded, and it has a follower, and it feeds rounds into a chamber. These don't feed rounds into a chamber. These simply feed the magazine. And most guns have a magazine, whether it be detachable or fixed. The only guns that don't have a magazine are your double barrels, your single shots, and things like that. But any gun, even a shotgun that has a tube, you know the tube? Well, it's a tubular magazine. It's a magazine that's like a tube. But it's a magazine because it has a follower, and it's spring loaded, and it feeds rounds into the chamber, essentially. That's what it does. and that's its job. And excuse me. So that's the biggest difference. Um, and they do look different. I mean, you can see the difference. These are more complicated than this. This is simply a clip, and it looks kind of like a hair clip to a certain extent. This is an empty one, but this is what they look like right here when they're empty. Okay, so this is what a clip is. Okay, this is not a clip. This is not a clip. Okay, now most people, when you say clip, they're gonna know what you're talking about. But if you think about it this way, if I'm actually looking for clips and I look and I go, you got any 10 round clips in stock? And they bring me a 10 round mag or something. It's like, it's confusing. So, some people think it becomes a clip when it hits a certain amount of rounds. So if it's 10 rounds, it's a magazine. If it's 20 rounds, it's a clip. I don't know. I've heard that before. But in reality, the round count doesn't dictate the difference. The difference is spring, follower, and loading rounds into the chamber. The clip does not do that in any way possible. And these aren't the only guns that have clips. As I said, there's other guns that make use of clips, and they're usually older firearms. You're not gonna see most newer guns have clips. You're not gonna see really many pistols that have clips. There's older, like German and pistols and stuff, like the Mauser broom handle or whatever. They use clips, but those guns typically had a fixed magazine. So once again, one more time, a magazine, a magazine, a magazine, a magazine, a clip. This one's, loaded, I guess you wouldn't call it. And a clip, which is empty. SKS clip, stripper clip is particular. You got with your M block clips, which I'll probably post a picture for you on that, but those are for the M1 Garand, which is a very popular World War II firearm for America. And if you know about that gun, you know that when you shoot the last round, it goes bing. Well, that noise is the clip being ejected, and it's the end block clip. Now that's the one clip. There are probably other ones that are like that, but that's the clip that I know that's different from this thing. All right, so this one, you push the rounds in and you take this off and you throw it or whatever. But with the M block clip, the M block clip acts as the body. So the body is the out portion of the magazine. On an M1 Garand, the Garand only has a spring and a follower, essentially. So the M block acts as the body of the formed magazine in a sense. And that's how it works. That's why it needs to stay in the gun. Whereas most clips like this do not need to stay in the gun. They don't stay in the gun, actually. You take them off. So that's the difference there. If you have any questions, just let me know. That I make this video because I've been wanting to address this because I hear people say it sometimes, and it's technically incorrect. So these are clips, and they look like what they say they are. They look like clips. They look like be like a hair clip. And these are magazines or mags. You call them mags for short. But anything like this, any device that is like this, I don't care what gun it is, that feeds rounds into the chamber of a firearm, it's a magazine. And any device that feeds a magazine typically is a clip. I'm not talking about loaders. I'm talking about clips. Loaders help you load the magazine. I'm talking about this is similar like that too, but it's a little bit different, I guess. But anyway, that'll do it for this video. I'll catch you guys in the next one. And go follow Center Fire Podcast, and go follow everybody like Mark's channel and all that stuff. So go do all that. I'll see y'all later. Peace.